Welcome back, y'all. You are still watching The Lowdown with me, Mr. James John, and Tight Mizike. Now, we got some very, very entertaining guests right now. I mean, I can't even name all the things that they do. One's a wrestler. They're both hip-hop heads who can spit hot fire, and they got a great podcast. I want y'all to give it up for Swerve City. Yes. Yes. Okay, there it is.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, brother? What's going on? Good to
How's
see
it
y'all,
going,
man. Good
man?
to see you. There you my man right
What's
there.
going
There's
on, man?
What's up?
How you doing? How you guys doing?
Great, man. Come on in, take a seat.
Yes.
There is a lot to get to with you two gentlemen.
Whew, where do we even start?
I don't even know how we do it. First off, you are a wrestler, sir.
Yes, I am.
You are an amazing wrestler.
That's up to you.
That
you
is,
decide that?
I'm an expert
Yeah.
on everything.
Okay.
Because my wife knows everything. And you are amazing. Bro, I saw you spit that hot fire a second ago, man. It got me motivated. I was about to get up and go rob people.
I don't think there was one violent lyric in the whole song.
No, man.
man.
We didn't even cuss.
Y'all had me feeling dark skinned. Like I was about to get
It was like, it's the wire up in here,
yeah,
man.
man. I was just like, yeah. And you have a great podcast. We have all kinds of entertainers on there. You
Yes.
guys are truly doing it, man.
Thank you very much,
And what's
man.
crazy, you guys are so young, and you only been doing this since 2017 together.
Yeah. It was crazy because like in 2015, we met each other in Maryland.
Okay.
He tells the story all the time. This is my turn to finally tell this story.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Take a break.
You get a turn. Go ahead. Go ahead out there. You can talk.
So, yeah.
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
But this is like independent wrestling down
Yes.
in Maryland and stuff. And
You were
I
paying
was-
your dues.
Yes, yeah, like going around grinding and stuff. So he was out in the parking lot, like handing out CDs the old school way.
I remember that.
And, like
I
pitching
remember
it to
those
people.
days.
And like I'm getting paid like $50 to do this match or whatever.
Gotcha.
I think I did 2 matches that night. And in the main event, he was rapping out one of the champions
Gotcha.
to the ring.
As they came out, he was actually
He was
rapping
doing the
for 'em.
full
I love
performance.
that.
And we linked up at that time, but we kind of like separated and went our separate ways. And
Okay.
I was in Pennsylvania. He was in Florida at the time. So I ended up moving down to Florida.
Okay.
And he invited me on to do a little interview podcast on YouTube for
So
his YouTube channel.
originally, he invited you to get interviewed on his podcast.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and it was like awesome. Like he had like a list. Like you can tell this part now. You can go.
So I had this list, right? I had this list, and it was like, well, this match versus this person, and this match versus that person. How'd you feel about this? And we were sitting next to each other, and right before it happened, I was just like,
Just tore it up.
I told him, he saw me do it. I told him, I was like, I'm not doing this. And I just did everything off the cuff. It was like, it felt more natural to be able to interview him that way.
When I watch you guys, not only is your chemistry great, but everything you do is organic.
Yes,
it doesn't
very.
feel rehearsed. It doesn't seem forced. It seems like two dudes that like each other hanging out, having a great time.
And that's generally what we do. Like
That-
after we finish shooting and before we finish shooting, he stays at the house. We chop it up. We laugh. We talk about like, hey, you see what happened with what's the name, or like gossip about some
Gotcha.
stuff.
Gotcha.
Even our crew, like Mike, Cy, and X, they all hang around and we all genuinely like have a camaraderie and we laugh and joke. And we talk about what's going on at home. We talk
That's
about
why it
what
works.
yeah.
That's
So it's
why
like
it
literally
works.
everybody's in sync.
So you got 5 guys. You guys are crew that do the shows with you guys and puts everything together. You guys are like Voltron, I said, man.
Yeah.
Somebody has to form the head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely, man. It's a great vibe with all of us. You know,
I can tell.
Every show we have a good time. All the guests have been nothing but wonderful since we've done the podcast, and it's been great because we bring out something out of them that they don't really get a chance to talk about a lot. You know, in the wrestling industry, it can be more secluded. Everybody's more to themselves. Here on the Swerve City podcast, we give you an opportunity to kind of just, kick your feet up, pun intended. You know what I mean?
Let's start with wrestling though, because I was watching all the different people you've had on your show. You guys have some big names in wrestling stop by, and they're so gracious and humble when they stop by. But it's fun for us fans of wrestling to see behind the scenes with those guys. You get to see their personality. And it's crazy because like we talked about Charlotte Flair. Like she's such an overwhelming personality on camera, but she was shy and like, oh my God. Like when she was with you guys, like, oh, this is crazy.
But and it's funny. The funny thing about these is like a lot of people think and assume that we get a lot of help with doing that, getting like a Charlotte Flair on. Like, oh, how did the management
You
help
got a
you?
publicist, how did you
yeah,
guys
like,
do that?
Yeah, they think that we have like no, it's me and him.
Just making phone calls.
Like it's not even as much that. I'm like, I see Charlotte at the PC. I'm like, hey, want to come on to this podcast, talk about whatever you want? Yes, and it's so funny. Like a lot of these guys in the WWE, they're so open and so happy and relieved to just come on and just talk.
Yes.
You know, just express, like
Yes.
talk about stuff that like not necessarily is in the business.
Absolutely.
And in the in entertainment, they want to talk about other things that they're into.
And you guys get them to do that. That's what's
Yeah.
entertaining about that, because you
Absolutely.
get to see them as themselves.
Talk about Pokemon and their
Yeah.
collection at home.
Yeah.
Talk about like your little brother and all that stuff. Like stay, keep that over there, because they go on these tours and these media outlets and they talk about that same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's steer it this way and talk about what you really want to get off your chest.
What's your interest? What you
Yeah.
like doing when you're not wrestling?
Yeah, exactly.
I saw one interview you guys were doing, and I forget the young lady's name, and she had quite a look, but she was talking about some of the hokey promoters that try to get you guys to do the craziest wrestling things when you guys were coming up through the ranks.
Yeah.
And she was talking about, all right, here's what we're gonna do. The promoter's like, hey,
that's Ruby.
we're gonna put a wrestling ring in the water. We're gonna put it on top of barrels, let it float, and you guys gonna go to the ring in a jet ski. It's gonna be amazing. Can everybody swim?
Yeah, shout out Ruby Riot. the
Yeah,
homegirl
yeah.
over there.
Shout out to Ruby.
Midwest over there. That's actually not even like one of the most outlandish things I've heard. I've seen some stuff, man.
That's
I've seen
crazy, though.
Oh yeah. Like you'd be surprised. Like it's like our business and our industry is like can be a traveling circus sometimes.
Gotcha.
And to the most part, like WWE has turned it into just this full-blown entertainment system.
Gotcha.
In every facet of it.
Oh, yeah,
And it's
everything.
beautiful to see. Like you have Bad Bunny running around, going on SNL with the 24/7 championship.
Yes.
You got like all these artists. Now you see other like Bow Wow on Twitter.
Yeah.
And Soulja Boy attacking us. I'm like, okay, you want in on our business too? We welcome you.
Okay,
Come
there you
on.
go. All
But
right.
like that's how much it expanded so much, you know,
Gotcha.
and like you get caught up with seeing what you see on TV. I'm like, there's people behind these characters. There's people
Absolutely.
behind these personalities.
They bring them to life.
Exactly. We offered the opportunity to come on our show, talk with a man that's done so much in this music industry
Gotcha.
and motivational speaking, has a degree. Like, let's hear his side and his mind and bring certain elements out of these people.
And both
as
your
well.
backgrounds, when you guys are on together, just come. It adds so much to the show. It adds so much
Yes.
depth to what you
Yeah.
guys do. Now, I would definitely want to talk about the music aspect,
that's
because
the man right here.
this man right here, bro, bars.
Thank you, bro. Thank
Bro,
you.
you don't even spit bars. You spit hard metal gates. Like,
Yo, I've only been doing this for like a year and a half. Imagine me trying to keep up with this each and every studio session, and I'm like wrapping my brain around.
yeah, I couldn't even write with you, because I would hear you spit. I'd be like,
Oh man, thank
James,
you,
what's your
man.
first? No, I ain't write it. But you just had it. No, I didn't.
No.
Thank you, man. Thank
Got
you,
you,
man.
but he got you into it. And let me say, man, you're no slouch. You actually are pretty good at this, man.
Hey, like it's all the tutelage with this man right here. Like I had ideas, but when you have ideas, so many of them, it's kind of scattered.
He showed
He
you how to
funneled it.
focus. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, guys, when we get back, we're going to talk about your podcast. We're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about all kinds of things for you guys, because you are amazing. And you're my new best friends. That's
Yes.
right. Don't go
Yes,
nowhere.
we
We'll be
are.
right back on the Lowdown. Welcome back, everybody. We are still having a fire conversation, man, with Swerve City and my man Tight Mike. Now, I want to ask you guys, when you guys started doing the podcast and whatnot, did you ever imagine it was going to be as big as it's gotten? Because you guys are not only doing this podcast and people love it, but you're on the WWE Network.
I thoroughly believe so, man. We work as a team, and we
Gotcha.
always we shoot for the highest goals.
Okay.
You know, we always thought that, you know, we didn't know how we was going to get there, but we knew we was going to get there.
Gotcha.
We had a firm belief, like, okay, bro, we're going to do this podcast. Hey, man, how far you got to travel, how far you have to be there. I don't care what time. We're going to make time together, and we're going to do this. We'll schedule something each week, get guests on, guests will come on, and started from the very beginning. We started on 2 beanbags on Instagram Live.
Wow.
Just on 2 beanbags, just sitting next to each other, figuring it out.
As you went along.
And we built our team.
Gotcha.
Mike, X, I built a team, and each year we just said, okay, we're gonna improve in something. The
Gotcha.
team got bigger, the production got bigger, the guests get bigger, and every
Yes.
time you see our podcast, you see something grow.
All right.
And then when we were on the WWE Network, that was like the big cosign of the brand. Like, okay, you guys did it.
Shout out Around Seattle for sponsoring us since day one, sending us
Absolutely.
like
Really?
lights,
Yes.
send us
Gotcha.
lights,
Yes.
like banners, like Mike, the Mike graphics and all that. He did
That
that,
was
all
all
in
the-
his love.
wow.
That was all in his love.
I think people gravitate towards something that's authentic. I think people want to see more of that.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
you can turn on anything. We get microwave products all the time. Basically, things
Yeah.
that are just thrown up there just for monetary value. But you guys really care about what you were saying. You really care about what you're doing. and that shines through. That's what got me to become a fan, man. Y'all ain't gonna get rid of me.
We gonna welcome you on, man.
There you go,
Yeah.
man. I'm coming over for Thanksgiving. Somebody cooking.
But that's and the funny thing when we had the meeting with WWE,
Yeah.
it was on Zoom and everything, and I was like, he was in the living room, and I'm like, I'm bringing TZ on, like, so he sat right next to me and he talked with the people in Connecticut, like the big higher up power people that
Gotcha.
put everything on the network. They're in charge of all of it.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, I'm not doing it unless he's with me, and I want a contract with him as well. And they were like, absolutely, we don't want to touch anything you're doing. Just keep doing it and send us the episodes. And
Look at
so they paid for like 10 episodes, and we just
And
got that all
loyalty,
crafted.
like I told you earlier, is so rare in this business. So to see you guys be that to one another, man, is applauded, man. That's just
Thank you.
what you guys do.
Thank
Now,
you.
could you give anybody advice out there who's like, hey, I want to start a podcast that's afraid to do it? Could you give me any advice? Like,
I'm still learning, so.
gotcha.
At first, you know, the PSA disclaimer: work with people you like.
Because you're going to be with them for
You're
a
gonna be with
lot
them
of
all
hours.
the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like work with people you like.
It doesn't end like when the cameras go off.
Absolutely. You keep
Yeah.
you keep working and put out content. Try new things.
Gotcha.
You know,
Can't be afraid.
We can't be afraid. Work together as a council. Come together with ideas, and also keep doing it. Don't stop doing it.
Gotcha.
Keep putting out content. Keep going because people get a little high rise and they stop. Or the content. Just keep putting out content.
The grind has to continue.
Right?
Like whatever like nickels and dimes you can put together to keep it going. Don't stop that consistency.
Gotcha.
Do it. Sacrifice a Netflix account to keep that money. Put it towards that.
Gotcha.
Every little dime. Me, you. Everybody put in $20. Boom. That's the new camera.
Always invest into yourself.
Keep investing into something because it's going to pay off in the long run.
Absolutely.
But I do pretty well for myself.
Yes, you
but
do.
all my money goes into us.
Yes.
It's nothing. There's nothing that goes into me. Like
Gotcha.
even like there's times I'll take my cut and put it towards something else.
Because you believe in what you guys are doing.
Yes.
And you know what it's going to be.
Yes, and like I kind of have to be the leader in a sense. Like we both are like a team, but I have to lead and be like, all right, I sacrifice something for myself because he needs this for this to work and this to be sent off to here. Oh, we need to pay the bill for this to get that done. All right, here, boom, boom, send it to him. He sends it to a guy.
Gotcha.
It's like a process and it's a ladder, and and there's no ego with it. It's like, why does he have to do that? Why do I have to do that? It's like, nope, Swerve's doing this. TZ doing this, I got to make sure I'm good because they're busting their ass to make us look good.
Wow, man. I love it. I love it,
Yeah.
man. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask a very generic question, but I think it applies to you guys. With everything you're doing, all the success you have, you got a great wrestling career. You guys have a great music career. You have a great podcast. What do you want to do that you don't already do?
Tour.
Yeah.
You already getting offers to tour, though. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Tour.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
with your schedule, you guys just have to figure out when you're going to do it.
Right.
It's in your
Exactly.
hands right now.
Absolutely.
And that's the beauty of it.
That is.
We're not waiting on anybody. Like that's one thing I hate. I hate waiting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's make it happen now. What's stopping us from doing this?
Yeah. What do we need
Friday?
to do right now to
Yeah.
make this
Yep.
happen?
And like to have someone like that to be like, I'm there, no matter what. I'll drop this. I'm there. To be like the same mindset to do that. That's what keeps us going even faster.
That's,
Whatever we can do here on Afro to help you guys get that, we're going to definitely do it, man. I want you guys to come back, and please, when you come back, I want you to perform.
Amen.
I want you to, man.
Say
Yes,
less.
bro.
Let's do it.
Can I have a question, man?
Yes, sir. The floor recognizes tight mic.
I appreciate it. Let the minutes reflect. 3 minutes left. No, I'm playing, man. Bro, I love the music and everything as well. Can you spit off the dome, though? Can you
freestyle.
Can you freestyle off the dome? That's what the people at home want to see. 12 million people want to see you spit off the dome. A little something, you know what I'm saying? Can we pick a topic or you got your own topic?
Pick something.
Pick something. What do you think, James? What do we like? We like food.
Food.
Can you rap about, what's the word that might rhyme good? Like pizza, meatloaf, anything about
Pizza.
food.
Anything about food?
Anything about food.
All right. I was thinking about doing this and cooking it in one way. Maybe I'd have spaghetti, meatballs, and a light carb on Sunday. Maybe Monday I will sit back and think about something that I can eat that's incredible. Broccoli, green beans, asparagus, some vegetables. I don't know. I want to kind of mix it up. Maybe Wednesday go with some food. Maybe something in my mind. I feel kind of distraught. I was talking to my wife, my kids. We're just going to a restaurant. Whatever we want to pick, let's have something, a buffet, maybe some lunch. Maybe something we can sit back and have grandma cook Sunday brunch. I want to think about this opportunity to say something real nice. We're here with James Young on the show. We're going to do this right.
Yeah.
We're gonna have us a nice meal. Actually, I'm gonna say something. I'm lying. I'm rapping. I'm capping. I'm actually fasting. So,
Yeah. Hey, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I want to flow too.
Yeah. Oh, you should have beatboxed or something
Food
right
is
there.
the reason. I'm gonna rap right now. Here we go. Food is the reason.
Food is the reason.
for all this seasoning.
All this seasoning.
I like most people.
Most people.
But don't speak to me if you're vegan.
Hey man, Rich, send him a beat.
I'm telling you,
Rich Lotto on the beat. I wanted the hype man, but I really didn't know what he was gonna say. I'm like, where's he going with this? I'm like,
bro, that is truly amazing.
He made it rhyme.
What
Yeah,
you
made it
guys
rhyme.
do.
I'm impressed.
I am, man.
I'm thoroughly impressed, bro.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I want please tell everybody to follow you on all your platforms, where they can find you. You guys are worthy of it, man. Please tell people at home.
YouTube.com/Swerve City Podcast.
Yes.
All the content. And go on WW Network and check us out. Swerve City Podcast. We got interviews with all the Undisputed Era, Gargano,
Yes.
Drew McIntyre, the WWE champion,
Yes.
William Regal's on there. But we
I
still,
saw William Regal.
Yeah,
I was like, William Regal.
but we still find a way to slide in like a Smoke DZA, Flatbush Zombies,
Oh, look at you.
Rosenberg,
Yeah.
you know, something light.
And
Then-
stream our music, GPS and From Humble Beginnings, on all digital platforms, music platforms. Cop both of our albums. We're showing love, collaborations, things of that nature.
Oh, I'm telling you, bro, our album coming out next fall. Thank you guys on behalf of Tight Mike, myself, James John, Swerve City in the house, man.
Yes.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all follow these fools. Please. Like an undercover cop.